Gerald Horne. Read his book. Right, The Counter-Revolution of 1776. There's a new book out examining this issue of the American Revolution being fought to maintain slavery in the United States. Go ahead, Wade. Right.
The three-fifth compromise was taxation and representation and to maintain slavery.
Right.
That's why the statement that Booker made during the Democratic convention was dumb as hell. He's a black man. That doesn't relate to us. The Declaration of Independence. We was property.
We're still slaves.
We were nothing in the eyes. We didn't consider to be human beings.
Right.
And I just like to add one more thing about Nat Turner. Nat Turner's group did not kill the good white people. The white people were good to them. They did not kill them. Only the ones that was mean to them or hostile, they killed them. The good white people, they let them slide.
Okay. Is anyone else would like to say anything besides Wade? Anyone else on Turner? Come on, John.
Just briefly about the militia that tracked him down. When people talk about the Second Amendment and how the Second Amendment gives us all right to bear arms, gives us the right to organize a well-armed militia, they're not talking about us. They're talking about the slave catchers. They're talking about the militia that hunted down and killed Nat Turner. That's what the Second Amendment is about. So we can try to use the Second Amendment to buy guns, but the Second Amendment is about slave catchers and the militias.
That's right. That's right, John. Anyone else on Nat Turner or slave rebellions in general? The Counter-Revolution of 1776 by Dr. Gerald Horne, who I hope to bring to POP in the not too distant future. Yes.
Lord, take the mic. Take the mic.
If the English had won the war, we'd have been freed. We'd have been freed about 1833, because William Wilberforce freed all the slaves in the colonies of Great Britain. See, so that's how we lost it. The British
Wilberforce College?
Yeah, in Ohio. Right. William Wilberforce was an abolitionist. He was a Quaker from Great Britain, 1774. And if the British had won the war, we'd have been free in 1833, not 1865.
And as Wade keeps waking me up, more facts come to mind. Remember, the British offered freedom to those enslaved people that would fight for the British. They offered freedom first. Then once it was seen by the American colonies that large numbers of Africans were enlisting in the British Army, Washington then offered freedom to enslaved people to fight for the American colonists. There's a building in Newark called the Star Ledger Building. Y'all know where that is? On Court Street and Washington. That building sits on what used to be the farm of Jack Cujo. Jack Cujo was an enslaved person from Newark that fought with Washington. And when the American Revolution was over, the colonists were victorious. Washington gave freedom and land to Jack Cujo. And Cujo's farm was where, part of it was where the Star Ledger building is today. Jack Cujo went on to establish an import-export business. He actually went back to Africa and brought back many exotic plants from Africa back to the colonies with him and established an ongoing business. An African brother has written a whole book on Jack Cujo. Where the Newark Pack is, the Newark Performing Arts Center, it sits on what used to be the burial ground for enslaved people and Native Americans and a few Europeans. When they first started building the pack and they started to dig up the ground to lay the foundation, they discovered that that was a cemetery. They were going to keep going, but People's Organization for Progress intervened, and we stopped the work and called on the federal government because there are federal laws and regulations. You can't just dig up somebody's cemetery. There's a whole process that has to be gone through before you can remove bones that you might encounter, graves that you might encounter if you're making constructing a new building. And so, if you go to New Jersey Pack, you know where they have the concerts, out there on the plaza, you'll see an arch. And in that arch is a glass slab. And on that slab are all the names of the enslaved. Just go over there and look at it. You'll see the little names written in white on the glass. We demanded that monument. That was what we demanded. We demanded much more, but that's what we ended up with. But all the names of the people who were buried there, enslaved Native Americans and those Europeans who were buried there, are listed on that glass. So even today, New Jersey Pack, every time you go to New Jersey Pack, you know that there's a connection there to the enslavement, because slavery was here in New Jersey. Slavery wasn't just down south. Slavery was a national institution from Maine all the way down to Florida. The colonies were enslaved. They had enslaved peoples. Now up there, I think Vermont was the first state. Right, first state to enslave was Vermont. Rhode Island.
If you brought the slaves into Rhode Island, they were free.
Automatically.
But they didn't free North and North.
Right.
But Vermont said
Right. Vermont was the first state. So Jersey was the last northern state to abolish slavery.
It's raining on me faster.
Essex County,
It's raining faster,
Somerset had the most.
Daddy.
1804.
But because of the Black Power Trust, it continued
Right.
on. By 1832, by 1830, 2/3 of the slaves in the Northeast were in Jersey.
Right.
But when the 13th Amendment was passed, it freed the land.
Talk to them. You telling me what I know.
Right.
Turn around and talk to them. Turn around, wait.
13th Amendment was passed. The last 16 slaves in New Jersey was freed by the 13th Amendment. In 1804, enslavement for African people ended in New Jersey. But according to the grandfather clause,
It's raining on his glasses.
I know.
That's when it ended, when they passed the 13th Amendment. When the Emancipation Proclamation.
And it ended, freed 16. Remember that. The last 16 slaves to be freed.
Right.
Don't do that.
16. Look it up.
Right. When Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation, the state legislature of New Jersey nullified Lincoln's power to emancipate slaves.